Hello, everybody. Oh, sorry, y'all. Allergies are terrible. It is super cold. Had to turn the fireplace on this morning, and what I mean turn on we have a gas fireplace. So, yeah, it's a little chilly. I'm gonna say it's a little chilly. Live chat reminder. Live chat reminder. Whew. No worries. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate it. So it's been a while since I've talked about the Watts case or even Googled, YouTubed, or anything having to do with the Watts. It's really been a long time since I've done anything Watts wise. And with the whole Cadle thing that was happening, I don't know if you guys know, but I think what was it she put out? Is it a new book? I think it's a new book or something. Sorry, y'all. My allergies. Give me a second. Hey, Colin, how are you? Aw, sent some Simba. How are you doing, Colin? I think Sherilyn Cadle, didn't she like put out a new book or something from what I heard? Or I think it was like she's was trying to sue um Plunder. Like she was saying that she was gonna sue Plunder. I do remember her doing that. But I do want to see if y'all remember. Let me share my screen real quick. The sentencing. Okay, Sherilyn Cadle, she's are you familiar with the Watts case? I'm good. After last night I did it. Did you do some more channels? You gotta email me like the names of the places of the channels that you go to. If you're familiar with Chris Watson, you should be familiar with Sherilyn Cadle. She is the one that did the book on Chris Watson, which she pretty much shared his letters, right? And she didn't change anything around. She pretty much just shared his letters in her book. That's pretty much what it is. Everything that he wrote to her, she just put it in the book pretty much about the murders and everything. No, it's not Shanann's friend. No, she's just an author that was trusted. Yeah. So this is the sentencing, right? This is the sentence hearing of back when Chris Watts. I'm gonna see if I can fast forward a little bit.
Expanded media.
No ad. It's an ad.
Christmas. Oh my God.
Coverage order. If deputies see that you are using an electronic device not authorized by the court, the deputies will take action on that. So please be mindful of that. If you need to turn off your electronic devices, please do so now. So these are the procedures that we are going to use for the sentencing hearing. First, the prosecution will have an opportunity to present evidence. Once the prosecution finishes, the defense will have an opportunity to present evidence. Then, if there are any victims under the Victims' Rights Act, including Cindy and Ronnie Watts, that have not been called by the prosecution or the defense or any other defined victims under the victim.
Okay, look at his face. Look at his face. Oh, yeah. Oh, he's absolutely, yeah, absolutely is. But like, I normally do quite a few if I have enough time. Remain calm, ghost, northwest. Okay. Not only that, but like, he looks here, right? Like he has no remorse for what he did at all. He just looks like it's just like a normal day or something. When, like, because I don't know, I would think knowing that you killed and murdered your own wife and children and your unborn son, it would play some type of role and have some type of effect on you. I mean, maybe that's his way of like blocking it out or something, but he just, yeah. Well, here's the thing, right? I don't think he was a narcissist at first. I don't think that he was. Yeah, he has no feeling. There's like no feeling there whatsoever.
Victims' Rights Act, they will have an opportunity to make a statement to the court as it relates to their rights under the Victims' Rights Act. Thereafter, the prosecution will have an opportunity to argue. The defense will have an opportunity to make an argument. If Mr. Watts chooses to, he will have an opportunity to make a statement, and then the court will impose a sentence in this case. Does everybody understand? Okay.
Yes, Colin, exactly. And here's my thing. What? Are you sure, Hemi? Here's my thing about this, right? Here's my thing. If you're familiar with this case, right? My thing is, I personally believe that he absolutely was not himself leading up to the murder and immediately after the murder, because if you go back and look at the home videos that have been done and previous to what had happened, and then the videos of him doing the interview after supposedly, you know, he said Shanann was kidnapped or all that stuff. He looks like a complete and total different person. Hey, Fruit Fly, how are you? And I'm saying that because I personally believe, this is my opinion only, okay? This is my opinion only. I personally believe that, like, I believe he certainly just wasn't. Okay, I'm just gonna come out and say it, right? I believe it was like a possession type thing. Like, honestly, because like he honestly wasn't himself. If you go and you look at the interview that he did, right? It's almost like his eyes are black. There is nothing there. So I personally believe that it absolutely was not him. It absolutely was not like him in his own body. That's personally what I feel. That's what I feel. Yeah, actually, let me go back and try and find that real quick. Give me a second, you guys.
And so, Mr. Rourke, are you going to be speaking on behalf of the prosecution?
Yes, Your Honor, I am.
And you are welcome to present evidence.
Thank you. Your Honor, if I may approach, I want to tender to the court what have been marked as sentencing exhibits 1 through 21 inclusive. I have provided copies of these to defense counsel.
Thank you.
Your Honor, photographs 1 through 21, sentencing exhibits 1 through 21 represent a number of different photographs that are in discovery that Shanann's mother and father wanted the court to have for your consideration as you impose sentence today. They may allude to those, and I've asked them to do so by way of sentencing exhibit number.
Okay, this is what I want. And yes, Colin, that's what I'm saying. It absolutely does. It absolutely does happen. I honestly feel that. Okay. So watch this, right? Look at his emotionless, his body language, his eyes. And then if you go back and you Google like all, you know, before all this happened, you can tell like it's definitely not him. Or, you know, the him that we know, right?
What's going on right now around your house?
Right now, you got canine units, the sheriff's department,
everybody's like they're doing their best right now to figure out like if they can get a scent, see where they went. If they went on foot, they went in a car, or they went somewhere. And right now it's just like they've been on point. They're going through the house trying to get a scent, and hopefully they can pick something up to where it's going to lead to something.
What happened? Your wife came home. Tell me what's.
She came home from the airport 2 a.m. and I left around 5:15. She was still here, and like about 12:10 in that afternoon, her friend Nicole showed up at the door. Like I had texted Shanann a few times that day, called her, say, but she never got back to me. But she wasn't getting back to any of her people as well, and that's what really concerned a lot of people. Is like she's not getting back to her. Like if she doesn't get back to me, that's fine. Like she gets busy during the day, but she didn't get back to her people, which was very concerning.
She didn't get back to her people is how he's wording it, right? Instead of saying like she didn't get back to me, which should have been a priority, right? Because she's pregnant. And she's, she had supposedly, right, she had a doctor's appointment that morning, and she didn't show up. So right there should have been immediate concern. But he's concerned about right now is the reason why everybody was concerned is because she wasn't answering her friends, her whatever, her friends pretty much is the reason why he's worried. And he wasn't worried that she wasn't answering him. It just seems a bit right. It just seems a bit weird as to why he would even say that's why he was worried.
And Nicole called me when she was at the door, and that's when I came home. And then walked in the house, and nothing was vanished. Nothing was here. I mean, she wasn't here. The kids weren't here. Nobody was here.
What's your wife's name?
Shanann, Shanann.
What's your kids?
Bella and Celeste.
How do you spell Celeste?
Celeste.
Look at his face. Look at his face. If your family was missing, right? If your family was missing, and especially like your wife in the state that she is being pregnant, right? I don't remember do you guys remember how far along she was? It's been so long ago. I don't remember how far along she was pregnant, but like, wouldn't you show some kind of fear, some kind of worry, like some kind of emotion other than it just looks like, other than it looks like she, that he just doesn't care, right? The dark patches in this video. No, because I haven't, it's been a while since I've gone back and watched it. So I'll definitely be looking out for it. She was 15, 16 weeks. Okay.
How old are your daughters?
4, Bella's 4, Celeste is 3.
And so, how many times did you try calling her?
I called her 3 times, texted her about 3 times just to say, what's going on. Like because after I called her and texted her once, it's like maybe she was just busy. Like she'd just gotten back, like everybody's probably calling her from her trip. She just got back from Arizona, and I figured she was just busy. But when her friend showed up, that's what it was like. It registered like, all right, this isn't right.
Do you think she just took off? Do you think?
I mean, right now, I don't even want to just like throw anything out there. Like, I hope that she's somewhere safe right now and with the kids. But I mean, could she just taken off? I don't know. But if somebody has her,
I mean, he just doesn't seem concerned, right? He honestly just doesn't seem concerned. Yeah, Nicole was picking. Yeah, Nicole was. You spoke to Nicole live on Facebook. Yeah. I think she is she in remission, chemo or something? Because last I heard, Nicole was diagnosed with cancer, right? Yep, girls were to start school that day. She had a doctor's appointment, and now as a father, as her husband, why wouldn't he want to call to see how the doctor's appointment went, right? Why wouldn't you want to call and see how the doctor's appointment went? I would have. So like the moment that, I couldn't get a hold of her, I would have been like, hey, something major is really going on here. Good. I'm glad. That's good to hear. He is, yeah. He just like this whole thing. And that's like, I think that from the time that he did this interview is pretty much what gave him away. Is pretty much what gave him away. I really think it is. When he agreed to do this, I think that's what gave him away. Yep. They called the school. And he just doesn't even seem worried. Like there's just no emotion there's no caring there. Very cold. Yeah, very cold, odd behavior.
They're not safe. Like I want them back now. Like that's what's in my head. Like if they're safe right now, they're gonna come back. But if they're not safe right now, that's the not knowing part. Like if they're not safe, last night I had every light in the house on. I was hoping that I would just ran over by the kids running in the door and just like barrel rushing me, but it didn't happen. And it was just a traumatic night trying to be here.
I'm gonna ask some kind of tough questions about your relationship with your kids.
Yeah, my kids are my life. I mean, those smiles light up my life. And there's like, I mean, last night, like during like, when they usually eat dinner, it was just like, I miss them. Like, I mean, I miss telling them, hey, you got to eat that or you're not going to get your dessert, and just like, you're not going to get your snack after. I miss that. Like, I miss them.
He doesn't really seem like he misses that though. Natural instinct would, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's that smirk, right? It's that smirk. Him saying, them not my daughters, right? Well, it's the way that he's talking about him. He's like, I was expecting them to come rush me and come in here and eat dinner. But there's still no emotion still behind that. It's still just like a nonchalant, cold way of just saying, oh, they didn't come through the door when I expected them to. God, how long was the sentence? Was it life? I don't remember, because I know that he pled, right? See, it's been so long, y'all, and I don't follow the case that I have no idea. I have no idea what the sentence was anymore. I have no idea. Yeah, I thought he, okay. Yeah, life without parole. Yep. And then he also had it, which I think was a very good move on his part, is he had the girls' autopsies files and all that stuff sealed, so nobody can look into further as to how they died, right? And I think on his part, it was a very smart move. And I'm not saying it's a smart move like in his favor to show that he's a good father or a good person. I think it was a good move because that way the information in the autopsies and everything about the kids could not be exploited by anybody, right? And I think that was the only thing I can commend him for doing, is sealing up the girls' files. Yeah, they're sealed for a long time. Yeah.
Them, cuddle up on their couches. They have like a Minnie Mouse couch and a Sophia couch that they cuddle up on and watch, Bubble Guppies or something. And it's just like, I was, it was tearing me apart last night, and I needed that. I needed that last night, and for nobody to be here last night and to go into their rooms and know that I wasn't going to turn the rain machines on. And I know that I wasn't going to turn their monitor on. No, I wasn't going to kiss them to bed tonight. It was. That's why last night was just horrible. I couldn't do it. I want everybody to just come home. Like wherever they're at, come home. That's what I want.
See, like right there, he knows that he did it. Like he knows that they're not coming back, and he knows what he knows, right, about how everything went down. And it's just to know that I'm not going to be, turning on the monitor. No, I'm not going to. Which is probably how he feels. But it's just like he knows what he did already. And I just don't know how you can talk about it in that way. Right. Not only that, but it's like, because it's like a lot of dry mouth, it's a lot of you're very nervous, right? You're very nervous, which is surprising because he actually didn't look very nervous, but I'm pretty sure he was.
Where was she gone for? She was on. She came back Sunday. You said at 2 at night.
Yeah, because her flight got delayed from Arizona because of like other storms around the nation. So
Yeah.
she's supposed to get home like 11. She got home at like 1:48. She got in bed about 2.
What was she going for? Like family trip or what?
It was a Thrive direct sales. It was a local event that was down there between a bunch of leaders in the company.
And that day she was back. I mean,
I left work
Yeah.
early that morning, like
Yep, that's true.
5:15, 5:30. So like,
But it was like a reaction, like,
barely
oh my
went
God,
in.
I forgot
She
about it.
barely
Right?
got into bed pretty much.
this might be a tough question, but did you guys get into an argument before she left?
It wasn't like an argument. We had an emotional conversation, but I'll leave it at that. But I just want them back. I just want them to come back. And if they're not safe right now, that's what's tearing me apart. Because if they are safe, they're coming back. But if they're not, this
Like he makes that statement and says that same thing over and over. The main thing is that if they're safe, and I'll see them. If they're not, then that's what I'm worried about. It's very weird making those kinds of statements. It's just very weird to me. You don't want to say if they're safe. If you want to say they are safe, I know they're safe. I know I'm going to see them again. And there's no hope, right? And the tone and to how he's wording and saying things. So it's kind of like he just already knows. He just already knows because there's no hopefulness. He doesn't seem hopeful in anything that he's saying. Like, oh my God, I am going to see them. They are going to. We're going to find them. There's just none of that. Wow, I can't believe it's been that long already.
this has got to stop. Like, somebody has to come forward.
You spoke to her family, like her parents?
Yeah, they've been in constant contact, like every hour. I mean, everybody back in North Carolina and the East Coast. I mean, from Maine to Florida.
What is her parents saying to you? Like,
They're just like if they need to get on a flight, just let them know, because I mean they feel helpless right now because they're on the opposite side of the country. I mean, Colorado is, I mean, you can't just drive around and look. I mean, it's just like you wouldn't really know what you're looking for. That's what the cops pretty much told me. That first day, I was like, I want to get out and drive around. They said, you wouldn't know what to look for.
last couple questions. What is law enforcement? What have the police or the sheriffs or your neighbors? Is anybody? What's police saying to you?
Right now, this is what they're doing right now is with the canines in the sense. I think this is the biggest thing. This is the biggest thing they've done so far, because yesterday the Frederick Police Department did all the searching of the house and try to gather whatever information they could. And with the detectives, officers, and sergeants, and today it's, I mean, obviously with all the activity that's around, it's there's a lot going on around here, and I really hope that all this can lead to something positive.
What did your neighbors? Did they see anything? Did you maybe see anything?
No, like the police department went door to door asking, like, cameras and everything, just like nothing.
And my last question, if you have any of those, feel free to step in. My last question.
Last
Your wife will see
question.
this. If she can watch these, what would you like to tell your wife and your kids?
Shanann, Bella, Celeste, if you're out there, just come back. Like, if somebody has her, just please bring her back. I need to see everybody. I need to see everybody again. This house is not complete without anybody here. Please bring her back.
So, yeah, that's it. I can take that mic off you.
That was so weird. That last question was so weird. Oh, so what part about the search? Is it the dog search? Is that the question, Welsh? Is it the dog search? Okay, so the dog search, what the dog search was, is the dog searches are there. They detect um pretty much dead bodies, right? I'm pretty sure that's what they did, is they had the canines in there to sniff for any signs of them already being dead and carried out of the house, any type of that. Because right, according to what he said, he killed the girls at Survey, right? He killed the girls at Survey, but he killed Shanann, right, in the bedroom supposedly. So before they knew that, they had the dogs come in to sniff for any kind of possible. Yeah, yeah. They they supposedly found nothing, supposedly, but it's been said that the dogs did hit on a spot in the basement, but nothing really ever really came of that. So just speculation again. But I do want to watch this part two again. It's been a while since I've seen it.
Loading my stuff up in my coolers, my water jugs, my book bag, my computers, some of the tools that I have in the toolbox. I knew I was going to have to do some pumping unit rubbers today. That's why I was out so far.
Is this on continually
Yep.
recording?
Yep. Well,
It's not, is it
any
motion or is it,
event,
okay, so it's motion.
any motion event that happens, I get cars driving from this street.
And it is an open panel if anybody wants to come up. I put the link down there. I totally forgot about it, but it is an open panel.
From this street, and this is him at 517.
I usually park out there on the side. I just want to get everything back in. Be easier, so lugging everything out there, all the tools that I had to bring in.
Like, do you see how nervous he is right there?
He's a horrible man.
Like,
Horrible.
look how nervous he is because he totally forgot, right? He totally forgot about his neighbor's security camera footage until he walked in there and was reviewing it with the police at that very moment. Look how nervous he is. He's so freaking nervous.
Yeah, he definitely he knew that was him caught there.
Yeah, pretty much, right? He's super nervous at this
Yeah.
point. And what's funny, right, is what shows up on the TV. I know you guys remember what shows up on the TV as, you know, this whole thing is being shown. And I was like, as soon as I seen it, I was like, yep, that's Shanann's. That's a sign from Shanann.
Yeah.
What else can I do with this?
My detective just showed up. So he'll probably want to talk to you. He'd probably.
Ooh, he's so nervous
He might
here.
have you call like the bank and see if there's any kind of activity.
Because if there is any sort of action out
On
there,
his camera, it's
I
like,
would have got it.
we had issues the other week when people were stealing stuff out of like garages and stuff like that. And I have parked my truck
I
up
have
here.
it parked right here.
Yeah. So someone,
See if
I could
anything
see where
happens.
someone tried to jimmy with a flathead screwdriver over there, and it was just like,
But if any action would have happened, any cars or anything left your house, I would
yeah,
have
they
got
would
it.
have been like right in that area. They should have.
Oh, it'll pick up anything coming down the street this way.
You know where that tree is?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Watch, I'll show you. There's nothing on here. We've already watched that one. But like, you'll see this car.
What security system do you have?
Xfinity. Oh, you can see this car starting to drive down the street. here.
That one.
Oh, well, okay.
See what I'm saying? It picks up all the way down there.
That's cool.
He's next door.
There we go.
I was talking about dispatcher. It'll be code 4.
Cause yeah, we can pick up cars coming this way. I get anything coming this way and making this turn. So, and usually at night I pick up the cars pulling a U-turn. So unless they pulled right here,
Yeah.
but I would have caught her walking out. Diesel.
You're good.
But yeah, I thought nothing.
Nothing for the rest of the day.
I think that part's coming up. Yeah, I think that part's coming up here.
That's it.
She's pregnant as well.
Right, there it is. There it was, right? As soon as he seen it, he was like, oh yeah, by the way, she's pregnant. Wouldn't that have been one of the first things that you said?
I think he got done for unlawful termination of baby as well.
Oh yeah, yeah, unlawful termination. Yeah, yep, that definitely was it. Yeah, that was like as soon as I was like, yep, that was a sign from Shanann right there.
Yeah,
That
that
definitely was.
looked at him as well, as much to say he was looking to see his reaction.
Yep.
With
And hey, Lavina.
hey, Lavina.
How far along?
14, 15 weeks.
And did you see the skull? Did you see the skull? And it almost like looked like oil and all that stuff. Did you see it? Oh my God, you guys have got to see it. Hang on, I got to rewind it a little bit. Oh my God.
She's pregnant as well.
How far along?
14, 15 weeks.
Look, look, look.
You
You see it?
Yeah. Look at Nat. Look, Nat.
That's why
I
said
know.
it was
He
blood
knew.
sugar.
Are you too old for grinding?
No, I'm not.
Can't be bothered with looking for the perfect build online.
I've got her friend leaving out here at 2 in the morning. I think.
But it's like, who are you texting right now? Who are you texting right now? And look, there's a phone, like there's phone and all that on. Oh my God, there's just too many signs.
Did you go check?
There was that was the general right for insurance.
With all the little blankies.
Mm-hmm.
And then her lawyer was
Yep,
her phone was still-
Yeah.
that is true. Craft, that is true.
It's a coffin birth, wasn't it? They call it.
But they can't confirm if it was though. You know what I mean? They can't really confirm because of how she was found. So
Yeah, he is freaking out.
yeah, he's freaking out. He can't stand still.
She dropped her off at 1 in the morning, right?
She's done my doorbell said 1:48. She came in.
Yeah, he's texting. Okay.
We knew what you meant.
This is her friend leaving at 1:48.
The laser there. That's because my alarm started going off.
Well, I know he said the front door he tried going in, but he had the lock up,
That's for
so
the
that
kids,
set
so
it
they don't
off,
get out.
right?
He's just got too many. The face on him. It's just.
The other thing that doesn't make sense is why would he pull past this part? You can see him pull past.
Yeah. Do you see his car right there?
I'll tell you, that was a good catch he got.
Yeah.
with that
If
video.
you see that, you see his black truck, right? If you look right behind and you see right
Yeah.
there behind him, he's backing into the garage, right? Why
Yeah.
are you backing into the garage?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like Ted Bundy, yeah.
Are you able to record this?
Uh-huh. I'd have to call Comcast so I can get him to do whatever. But watch, you'll see him get out. And he walks back and forth a couple times. To be completely honest with you, my wife and I were kind of wondering when she was on vacation if something happened, because I've heard them full out screaming at each other at the top of their lungs, and he gets crazy.
Does he? And that's pretty recently.
I'm guessing that's why she went and visited people, is because she wanted to get away from the situation.
Even the neighbors knew that there were problems going on, right? Even the neighbors knew.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if the neighbors knew, other people knew, right? But we're probably choosing to stay out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what happens when you stay out of certain things.
Yeah. Exactly.
If you get a feeling about something, there's a reason why you get a feeling about something.
Trust your gut.
Do you have your ID handy?
It just seems kind of odd to me. Why would he pull the stuff up and go to the garage?
Right.
Yeah, I've never seen him pull it back. I've never seen him. If he loads his stuff, he normally just walks back and forth because I get him on camera.
What does he usually load up?
All he usually has is a lunchbox and a book bag, looks like a computer, and usually a water jug. That's it. But the fact that he was in here and explaining to it over and over and over,
Well, odd.
he doesn't look worried.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, patterns, right? If you do things a certain way, people notice. And then if you are out of pattern, right? If we do things that you don't usually do, people will notice that. And that's what he noticed. That's literally what he noticed. But he didn't say he knew. And I think she said very quiet, keep them to themselves. I do have to say I feel there's more to this case. I feel there's more to this case. Yeah, me too. There's absolutely more to this case. I mean, you guys have to understand, right? There's always going to be more to a case like this because there are some things that can't be shared with the public. So there will definitely always be things that we don't know, and we can only obviously speculate. And that's all that we can go on, pretty much, because some things don't need to be put out in public.
Yeah, that's Nikki's son.
Yeah, that's Nikki's son. Yeah.
He looks like he's trying to cover his tracks.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Hi, Marie.
Well, I mean, it's even from day one, right? Hey, Marie, how are you? Even from day one, this guy already knew. Even from day one, people already knew what was up. So I don't know what charade he was trying to hold up or keep, because it was only a matter of time, honestly. It was only a matter of time before everything would have been pieced together, because he was very sloppy. He was very sloppy.
And this is the thing. I mean, if he, let's just say that he was possessed when he did this.
Mm-hmm.
Either he's still possessed through all of this, or he is just a cold-blooded murderer. Because what he's acting like there is nothing like what you saw in the videos.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Everything like that. So, I mean, he loved his kids in the videos and what have you, what you saw of it. But then to act like that, it's like two different people.
Exactly. Exactly. It's like, and then I haven't seen, I don't know, I haven't seen much of him after he's been incarcerated, so I can't comment on
Mm.
his emotional state, and I'll have to go back and look, but just based off of what we know during this whole thing,
Mhm.
that's like, to me, it just seems like he was just a totally different person. Like literally something took over, whether, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's just my take. I believe in possession, so that's my take on it. I believe in
Oh
possession.
yeah, yeah. But I don't know how the possession carried on
Right.
after this. I don't, you know, he had that he wasn't in his right mind, whatever, to kill his babies like he did and his pregnant wife. You know, he's never in the right mind to
Can't
do that
be.
anyway.
And nobody can absolutely be in their right mind to do that.
But to carry on like this after it, like, you know, any normal father would be frantically looking for him, screaming at the police, get out there, what are you talking to me for? Get out there and try and find them, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And if he's loading his stuff, why isn't he walking back and forth? But I can't see what he's doing in the back of the truck because he pulls into the garage. He knows my camera's there.
Any other neighbors have cameras around here, you know?
I'm sure a bunch of them do, but not that I know of.
Okay.
Sure does looking out.
Yeah, I'll look at it.
Yeah,
I'll do a search here in a minute.
all these Fords kept coming up missing, so we moved in here. I put this in. And like you said, someone was breaking into it. He said that someone was breaking into his toolboxes of his truck. So I told him he could park his truck out there in case they saw something. Diesel, I know you want to go play with the baby so bad.
Her mom just texted me that we did it before. They had a GPS truck that did the delivery goods.
Okay.
Just FYI.
Don't you think it's, look at those.
I know, I'm
Kinda
trying not to.
No, I'm just saying it's kind of odd that he pulls his truck back behind my camera. The cut off, the truck's in the garage right now. And he never backs his truck into the
That's
driveway
what her
either.
friend Christina was doing because
Diesel.
she got enough, she's like, he never backs his truck up. Her mom said it too. She's like, he carries his stuff out in the house. He doesn't back his truck up.
Well, I have him on camera doing it when he does it. Because when he was parking his truck over here, the other thing was odd is while she was gone, he kept parking his truck and her car over here.
See, that was another thing, right? Why would you need to park your truck or her car out of the garage? Why would you need to do that unless somebody was coming over, right?
Yep. Hiding it in the garage so nobody could see it.
Mm-hmm. Because I think that was proven too on a couple times of different videos that there was evidence of other vehicles that were parked out there that nobody knew who. And I think somebody said that it was NK's, right? Because she was driving a truck at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to see him walk out of his house right here.
Took the car out of the garage?
Oh, the car was parked over there for a long time, like a couple days.
This is past weekend?
No.
It was when she was gone for the 6 weeks.
Oh,
But I thought it was kind of odd that he never parked in front of here or right here. He said someone broke into his truck and he parked over here. I have no idea. Hey, that is so suspicious. He's normally, you can ask them, he's normally quiet, real subdued. He's over here telling you 3 times what he took out, what he did. He's very, he never talks. So the fact that he's over here blabbing his mouth makes me kind of suspicious.
yeah, but I mean, put yourself in his situation,
Oh, I agree.
you know.
Well, I mean, you can agree to a certain extent, right? Even if something like this was to happen to somebody that's reserved and doesn't talk as much, you still would express some kind of emotion and would still have some characteristics, you know, before all this happened. I mean, true, we can't really say how we would react as that person since we aren't that person, right? But I mean, it's just clear, right? It's just clear that it's very suspicious. It's just very suspicious. Yeah, I remember that the piggy took of NK and the brown bikini. Mm-hmm. Was he? I don't remember. There was a smaller. Yeah, I remember the SUV. And yeah, I remember the truck. I remember the truck.
Oh, yeah, anyone's gonna be nervous. You don't know what to do.
No, I agree, but I'm just saying the way he told you 3 times what he brought with him, why is he telling you exactly what he brought with him instead of saying, oh, they didn't see anybody out here, you didn't see anybody doing anything? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Why is he so worried about you knowing what he's carrying out? That's all I'm saying.
The detective's talking to him.
What's that?
The detective's talking to him.
He's talking to him right now? Okay.
Boom. Apparently he paid. Oh, did he pay for that bikini for her? Did he? I forgot to share my other tab.
Well,
Oh, wait, that's what I wanted to look up. Hold on a second. Let me look it up, y'all.
yeah, I mean, it just. I mean, you hear of partners, and it's not just men, because women have affairs as well. And you hear of them doing some strange things and what have you. But like, I think it was Lavina said, you know, you can understand maybe crime of passion, but his kids, what did they do? And to dispose of them in such a horrific way.
I mean, it was so horrific, right? That
Mhm.
when they took the bodies out of the oil wells, that a lot of the workers that did, like, they were traumatized for life. Some couldn't even go back to work. Some
Yeah.
couldn't even have go home and deal with their own life, you know, real life. Like, it was very, very, very traumatic. Very traumatic. It affected people in more ways than they know.
Well, even the like the ambulance and that lot, weren't they? Because obviously the babies,
Because they had to tow the body. Yep.
and they what was it? They called it degloved.
Yeah, yeah. It's like the skin was literally just like coming off.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine? What were they, 5 and 3
Something like that
at the
weren't
time?
they?
I mean,
Yeah.
can you literally imagine? Like, I can't. I honestly, I just can't imagine. I can't imagine that.
No. And he doesn't even look like he, you know, even like from the court pictures there, he doesn't even look like he's regretted it. 4 and 3.
Yeah, he probably does now after the fact, maybe that he's had time, you know, like, but right then he doesn't. And this is the confession.
The thing is, though, even if he does realize now, he's still he's had time to thingy in his head that he's never going to get out. So
Yeah, that's true.
know, he's he don't give a shit.
Why don't we do that now? Okay. Get that out of the way when you're done. This is Tammy. Did you meet Tammy yesterday? No, okay. This is Tammy.
Hi, Grace. How are you?
All right. So then when we're done, we'll figure out our game plan that I was talking about today. Does your dad have availability to use the car if you're going to be here for like an hour or more?
Can you drive?
Oh, he can drive.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And I'll go explain to him everything that's going on.
Okay, he will know where to go, but.
Oh, okay. Well, we can.
Well, the house, he knows how to get to the house, but if
Okay.
it's not ready, you can't go in there, but.
Okay.
Does he know how you use GPS on his phone? Or?
Yeah, it's Tammy. Yeah, yeah. This is the one, right? This is Tammy, the investigator, the lie detector person, right? Like this is her job. This is what they do. This is DCI Denver, or CBI Colorado Bureau of Investigation, and this is what she does for a living. She catches people in lies. She knows how and what to ask people. So like this is her job. So when people came out was like, were against her. I don't know if you guys were familiar with that back when this happened. There were a lot of people saying that what she asked him was not how it was perceived, or leading and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but you wouldn't know, like, you know, where else to go besides my house.
Oh, that's true.
There's, you know, I mean, yeah, I can tell them if I get to go to my friend's house, if
Okay.
I'm not sure, like, I'd be here for an hour or like 4 hours.
You want me to just go talk to him and let him know when the house is gonna be ready and all that, and when he can go? Because he can go grab a bite to eat or something, right?
Oh, yeah, like, if there's, everything should be open by now around here.
Okay, yeah.
I'm sure
Well-
he's been flying since like 5 o'clock East Coast time, so.
Okay, why don't we knock this out? I think it's the best thing to do to move past all of this. And then, I'll go talk to your dad, he'll have the keys, everything will be good.
Okay.
You have this number, can you call him when you're done?
There's like no signal.
So I've never seen someone so worried about his dad, right? He's still worried about, oh my God, how is my dad going to get here? And my dad this, and my truck this. It's why are you worried about this stuff instead of just, okay, let's go ahead and move along. Let's go ahead. I'll sit down and answer these questions. Let's so we can move on and get to the real problem of where my family is.
On this place, so
As bad as that, that's why I couldn't talk to you earlier.
like, yeah, it was.
Between him and me, we'll figure out how to communicate this and get him where he needs to go.
Okay. I've been getting text messages from like a lot of news places.
Okay.
I don't know really, like,
You know, I think that's part of maybe what we game plan today.
I mean, not just here, like Today Show, or I don't like know what to do with that.
I mean, I'll go get you when we're done.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
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 Thanks. I'm going to have a seat right here, Chris.
Sit on this?
Yep, I know. I'll explain what that is here in a little bit, but you don't have to worry. It's not on or anything right now. It's not gonna buzz you or anything.
I've never done this before.
I know. A lot of people haven't had polygraphs before. It's not like a normal thing that people go through. A lot of people, like obviously in law enforcement and places like that, they have to go through polygraphs for their job. But other than that, most people never take a polygraph in their entire life. So.
Yes, I have like no idea like what to expect.
Yeah. So how are you feeling today?
I'm sick to my stomach, honestly. Like the first day I thought, okay, she was just somewhere.
Sure.
And after yesterday, all the activity at my house, I didn't know, it went to the other extreme. I've just been like sick to my stomach that either somebody has her or she's in trouble and the kids are not safe either.
Right. Well, and I think that's totally awesome that you're here today. I mean, I commend you. We do this in all of our missing person cases, so don't think that we're just singling you out like, oh my gosh, they want me to take a polygraph. Anytime, someone was the last person.
Which is true. They always do a polygraph in any type of missing persons cases, whether it's an adult or a child, they always do polygraph. So it's definitely not being done to single anybody out. So that's out of the way. So she's telling him that to make him feel comfortable and to make him less nervous, which makes sense.
Yeah.
To see people, or it's a missing person case, we start from the inside and we work out. I mean, that's pretty much what we do. So I've done polygraphs on the Jessica Ridgway case. I don't know if you were here for that.
The name sounds
The
familiar.
girl that went missing in Westminster and
Okay.
that, yeah. And then just the one that we had in Thornton last year or the year before. So we do this all the time. So please don't think that you're being singled out. Like this is one way that if you didn't have anything to do with it, that we can let the investigators know, the people that really do need to know, that are looking for your wife and your little girls, to let them know, like, you know what, don't focus on Chris, focus over here, because obviously we've already cleared him, he's good to go. Now focus on the real person that did something to this, to Shanann and little girl. So, okay. So I am, my name is Tammy. If you can call me Tammy, I'm an agent with the Colorado Bureau of Investigation. So it's a CBI. It's kind of like the FBI, but for Colorado.
Okay.
So what our role is, just so you know, is anytime a law enforcement agency or a district attorney's office or the governor needs assistance with a case, they can call the CBI to come out and assist them.
Okay.
So obviously in this, type of case, they're calling in all the resources that they can. Wrong with you if you weren't nervous about coming in here to take a polygraph. Even if people are like, I don't have anything to hide, it is nerve wracking. And I have taken tons of polygraphs, obviously in my training. I went to 10 weeks for training. I've been a polygrapher for about 5 years. I went to the best school in the country. So I want you to have confidence in the fact that you had nothing to do with this disappearance. Like, we're going to find that out today. Okay. I have the best training that they offer in the United States. We use the most validated testing. That's the way I'm going to ask you the questions. So believe me, if you had nothing to do with this, I will be able to show them that today.
This is psychological pressure disguised as reassurance. It's not a routine procedure during the pre-test phase of a polygraph exam, yet this technique will be used when the suspect's guilt is almost conclusive. Polygraphs are not a foolproof system, and they can, but with a heightened state of anxiety, it becomes...
Okay, so it's like I was saying earlier, polygraphs can be used in court, right? They're inadmissible because they can be faked, right? And any type of anxiety medicine, any type of stress medication can make a polygraph inconclusive. Can absolutely make a polygraph inconclusive, which is why they aren't used in the courts.
I don't think we use them over here.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not used there either. I'm trying to find the one that I. Hold on. Because there's been so many things since then. I'm trying to find the one where she's just asking the questions. Come on, ask the questions, ask the questions. Is it this one? Oh my God, how many parts are there? Like, I just want the one where he's answering the polygraph. Okay, where's 6? Where's the 6? I wonder if this is this it. Let's see. Is this? Yeah, here it is. Here it is. I finally freaking found it. Jesus. I just wanted the part where he was answering the questions. Goodness gracious. Okay.
Great balls of fire.
Is normal?
Hey, Rena.
Regarding Shanann's disappearance, do you intend to answer all of the questions truthfully?
Yes.
Were you born in 1985?
Yes.
Wait, he's the same age as my sister. That's kind of crazy. As my younger sister. That's crazy. She was born in 85.
Yeah. He's not even 30 yet, and he's in prison for murder. No.
Yeah, he's in his 30s. He's late 30s. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I was getting it the wrong way around. Yeah. I was trying to add it up then.
Before 2018, did you ever say anything out of anger to a loved one?
Yes. No.
It's the long pauses between each question.
Do you know where Shanann is now?
No.
No, that was like a, yeah, 37, yeah.
That clock sound would put me to sleep. Scared the bejeebus out of me.
Are you now in the state of Colorado?
Yes.
Before 2018, have you ever wanted to hurt someone to get even with them?
No.
Can you imagine? It's already been 5 years. 2018 when she's like since before 2018. It's
Yeah.
so crazy that it's already been 5 years since 2018.
Yeah.
Did you physically cause Shanann's disappearance?
No.
No. It's like that high, no.
Just like now. I had to speed it up.
Is your first name Christopher?
Yes.
Before 2018, did you ever lose your temper with someone you cared about?
No.
So he's never lost his temper with Bella, is what he's saying, which I find it hard to believe because as a parent, right, sometimes you just do lose your temper without even thinking about it.
Yeah, I've many a time slammed the door on them and just sat on the top of the stairs and bawled my eyes out.
Are you lying about the last time you saw Shanann?
No.
Portion of the test is complete. Please remain still while I take the instrument out of operation. How did it feel? Same as all of it?
I think it was the same to everything.
For you?
It's kind of hard to relax.
I know, I get it. I take that look straight up from me.
I just feel like my feet like sweating through my.
Right. You have flip-flops on.
I know I'm a hot person.
Can you put your arms up like you had them before for me? Perfect.
OG Diablo player? Too old for grinding? Got a life and can't keep up with the meta? Get the best.
Oh my gosh, I didn't forget.
The confession time.
Bring the daddy in.
So I brought Graham in here because we want to talk about the results, okay? So, it is completely clear that you were not honest during the testing, and I think you already know that. You did not pass the polygraph test.
Okay.
Okay, so now we need to talk about what actually happened I feel like you're probably ready to do that.
I didn't lie to you on that polygraph, I promise.
Chris,
I
Chris,
know.
stop. It's time.
He sounds like a kid caught, kind of, right?
I want you to take a deep breath right now.
No, she wasn't. No.
There's a reason you feel sick to your stomach. And when people hold stuff inside, it makes you physically ill. And I can just tell on your face, I could tell from the second you walked in that you were wanting to just come clean and just be done with this. And I appreciate that because you knew sitting down in that chair that you weren't going to pass today. And you knew I was going to find out because I told you that. And then you continued to stay knowing that you could, at the end, say, you know what? I just need to get this off my chest. Like, I just need to tell you what happened. We're not here to play games. We're not here to do any of that with you. We just want to know what happened. So can you start from the beginning and tell us what happened?
Everything that I've told you, I did not lie on this polygraph. I don't know how much I could tell you right now. Like, I did not.
It's not even an option right now because you did not pass the polygraph. So I know you were being deceptive. So that's not even an issue right now. The issue right now is what happened to Shanann, Bella, and Celeste. That's the issue right now.
Okay.
Okay. So let's talk about that.
I've
I know you want to.
That's what I was telling Sally not too long ago, Welsh. Glenn. I was actually saying, I can't believe Dave is still talking about this case 5 years later. Never missed a day, right? I'm just like, I'm in awe, actually. I'm shocked that someone is still talking about it to this day. Hi, Santa. How are you?
Hi, Santa.
Tell us. I can see it in your face. Holding this lie in is going to do nothing for you.
I know this. Like,
Okay.
I'm not like trying to like cover things up. Like,
Yeah, but you kind of are because it's normal. Normal people would do that. Normal people that make a mistake initially are going to go, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't do anything. That's normal. I would expect that. It's just like if you ask your kid, did you write on the wall? And they go, no. And you're like, you have marker on your hand. Like, I know you just wrote on the wall. And they're like, oh, okay. That's a natural reaction that someone's going to initially lie about something like that and then eventually tell the truth. So this is your eventually telling the truth time. This is where the rubber meets the road, Chris. Like, don't let this continue any longer, please.
I'm not trying to make anything.
Aw, thanks, Santa.
Like,
You
I want them back
too.
home, like.
But you know they're not coming back home. You know that.
I don't know in the back of my head. I hope they come back home.
But you know they're not.
I hope they come back home.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know they're not coming back home.
Chris, Tammy and I are confused. Okay. And here's what we're confused about. I told you that we've done some work overnight.
Yeah.
I told you that we've got a lot of leads. Okay, that wasn't a lie.
I know.
We know a lot more than you think we do. Okay. And here's where we're confused. You're this great guy, and I'm not just telling you that, okay? I'm telling you that because everyone tells us that. Okay? We can't find anyone to say anything bad about you. Chris is a great guy. He's a good father. He's a good man. We're confused as to why you're not taking care of your beautiful children.
I'm not taking care of them right now.
Right now. Where are they?
I don't know where they're at.
The practice you are about to learn is almost never.
Honestly, I do not know where they are at. If I could have my babies back home right now, I would. I want them back. I want everybody back. That is the God's honest truth.
Well, he's saying it's the God's honest truth, but they already know that it's a lie.
Mm-hmm.
Did they show that somewhere? She swears she was in another state. Yeah, I think so. Hocus pocus. I think so. Yeah. Yeah, too many questions, not enough answers. Yeah. Exactly, Simba.
Yeah, I was going to say that
Yeah.
was asking you.
I can't believe they actually sat like this.
Mm.
Oh, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
So let's keep talking about your family. Okay. We just can't figure out why there's two Chris's. Okay. We talked about that last night.
Yes.
We just can't figure it out. There's a Chris. Okay. If somebody asked me my kid's child routine, I would say, I don't know, go ask their mom.
Right, because this was before it came out, right, that he was having an affair, right? So this was before anybody even knew. I mean, the cops already knew, right, because they had did some digging that the night before, so they had already found this out. But Chris didn't know anybody knew and didn't tell anybody previous, prior to this point. So in his mind, he thinks that they don't know anything.
Yeah.
That's the truth, right? And so it is very surprising to me, and it warms my heart that you're the type of dad who can pack a bag in the morning and you know just what to put in there, and you know just what to put in there as a backup in case they have an accident. Okay, you know what the clothes to put in there, you know what they have for breakfast, you know what they have for a snack and a dinner and a nighttime snack. You can tell me the book you read to your daughters. Okay, I know you love them, and you're not faking that, are you? It's real. Okay. There's a lot of guys who come in here and try to tell me that, and I know they're lying, okay, because they can't answer those questions that you can answer, okay? But you aren't here today lying about something else. So we need to talk about that, okay? I cheated on her. I know.
There you go.
And this is very good.
I'm not proud of it. I don't think anything like that could happen. I don't think I would ever do it, but I did.
I know. Keep going.
And she accused me of it. I denied it. I cheated on her, and I feel horrible for it. Like, she was pregnant, and it was, I don't want to, I didn't hurt her. I cheated on her. I hurt her emotionally. I cheated on her.
No, you didn't hurt her. You killed her. You mean,
Right.
Absolutely horrible.
He's bringing out the cheating first, right? Because he thinks that's going to lessen everything.
When I didn't go to the Rocky game, I was with her.
Okay.
I went to dinner with her.
Okay. Keep going.
That 5 weeks I was alone, I was with her most of the time.
Okay. You're doing a good job. This is the Chris that I knew would come out today. This is the Chris who tells the truth because you're a truth teller.
When I tell you I fell out of love, it's because I fell in love with her.
Absolutely.
Okay? I mean, that's God's honest truth.
Okay.
So he's talking about how he fell out of love with her, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is why he was cheating and all this other stuff. But then why are you still with her? And you adding in addition to the family, it's just so confusing to me. If you're unhappy in a relationship, whether you're married or just dating, why not just break it off before you get to the cheating point, or even before you get to, I'm just going to wake up and murder my family one day, right? Why even let it get to that point? I think there was so much baggage that he would come with, and I don't think that.
Yeah, he couldn't afford to do it, could he?
Right. He definitely couldn't afford it, especially if they divorced and she ended up with full custody of the children. He couldn't afford to pay her for them children and live on his own.
Who was her?
I don't want to get her involved in this. I don't want to ruin her life. Like if something like this, I don't want her involved in this.
Okay. So can we talk about that a little bit?
Yes.
I knew that you would say you didn't want to get her involved.
But because
you'd like to take care of her.
She's a wonderful person. Like, I mean, she knew I was married, yes. And I told her we were going through issues, yes.
See right there, right? He said that NK knew that he was married. Remember how before she was saying, I didn't know he was married. He right there admitted that she had already knew that he was married.
Yep. But she wanted to have his first son.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, Croft does that, yeah.
And I told her that, we were going to get, at the end, like, we were going to get separated. Like, once I figured out what that was, I didn't know what that was going to be.
I know.
I had no idea. I like, I saw her, took my breath away, and I'd never thought in a million years that could happen.
I know.
I don't even think I'm a figure. But it was, I never felt that way about anybody in my lifetime.
Mm-hmm. Chris, that's not your fault.
No, I'm just.
Exactly, Craft. I was like, sorry, I'm eating some chips, but that's another thing. Remember how before she had Googled Shanann and him?
Yeah, she knew him.
Before she even actually met him in person, she already knew who Shanann was. And she wanted Shanann's life, right? You guys remember this? She wanted Shanann's life.
Yeah.
In order to do that, she'd have to get with Chris. Right?
And get rid of the missus.
Where was that? I don't think he got her pregnant. I don't think he ever got her pregnant though. She went to Chris's house and found a foot. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, he said that she told him he would never see the kids again, which wasn't true. And he would have gotten partial custody visitation at the minimum. Up until this, he had been, yeah, exactly. Which is why I think it was something else, someone else, the whole possession thing. But that's me.
Can we do this? I know you want to take care of her it's because you're the type of guy that takes care of women. It is. You took care of your wife, you took care of your daughters, you were very good at taking care of her, and you want to take care of her. So can we make a deal? I don't think this girl did anything to hurt anybody, but I can't walk out of here wondering. So can we leave her out of it?
Okay.
Get back to your wife and your daughters.
Okay.
Where are they?
That I do not know. That was what I was holding back. Like, I didn't know, what I did. I know.
Chris, in the interview today, you weren't asked about infidelity. You were asked about...
I was holding back from last night.
That's not why you failed today.
That's not how that works. You would have reactions to every single question, not just the ones that we talked about being important.
Like the ones you wanted me to lie about, is that what you're talking about?
No, the ones about her disappearance and knowing where she's at and about seeing her last.
I was not lying about those things.
Can I tell you what I think?
Yes.
Okay. So, going into that interview today with Tammy, where we strapped you in, we knew all about Nikki. Okay? All about her. And you're doing a very good job right now, because you didn't have to tell us about her, but you did.
I couldn't hold that in anymore.
I know. We could see it in your chest
I
and
can't.
in your eyes. Okay? Here's the challenge that we have. We knew about Nikki, and so we didn't need to ask you about her in the polygraph. We just didn't need to because we knew, okay? And so that's why we didn't ask you, because we already knew the answer, okay? We're very, very worried about your daughters and your wife. I am too, okay? So can I tell you maybe based on the people that I've talked to and Tammy's talked to, based on all the investigations we've done, based on your cell phone, both your cell phones, your wife's cell phone, Nikki's cell phone, okay? Based on talking with family members and friends and based on talking with everyone. Here's what we know, okay? And I'm not gonna lie to you right now, here's what we know, okay? Chris is a good man. Everyone said it, okay? I'm not just telling you that because
Right. It's like they're sugarcoating things, right? It's like they're trying to butter him up to make him feel good about himself, right? It's definitely like a psychological, thing going on right here, because they want a confession. They want him to admit as to what he knows. So you kind of got to play devil's advocate, right? And that's pretty much what they're doing here. Is they're talking about, and they're making him feel like they know who he really is, and that if he did something, they know that it's out of character, and he didn't, do it on purpose or whatever it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's exactly to make him feel comfortable. Exactly.
I want to blow smoke here. You're a good man, okay? Nobody can fake answers about packing a backpack. Nobody. You either pack a backpack for your kids or you don't, okay? This should have been the happiest time of your marriage, okay? You and Shanann. This should have been the happiest time. She's making a little money. She's making good money. You're making great money. You both have a job. You have beautiful kids. You have a beautiful house. You're in Colorado, clean air, good people, okay? And on top of that, you look pretty good now. You're pretty fit, okay?
This mistake is costing Amazon Prime shoppers big. Are you still using Prime?
This should have been a time in your marriage where you guys were happy and thriving and productive, okay? And I believe that Shanann's the reason none of that happened. I believe that she's a controlling person. Maybe doesn't listen to you as much as she should. I think that she can do whatever she wants and you can't.
Now that I do believe, right?
Mm-hmm.
That I do. Shanann absolutely 100% was the control person.
Yeah.
She wore the pants in the family while he made the money or whatever. All the decision making, everything came from Shanann, because that's the type of person that he was in this relationship. Is he was the submissive, he just did what he was told because at the time, remember when they got together, he was overweight, right?
Yeah.
He had some weight on. So he probably felt that she was the best that he could get. And then once he started getting fit and losing weight and all this other stuff, and Kay was looking at him, gave him attention that he needed, let him be who he wanted to be, which is the complete opposite of Shanann. So, I mean, yeah, 1000%, I'm sure she was the control freak and had to have a say in everything. I mean, finances, everything that he wore, probably did everything. I do believe that.
Yeah.
Okay. I think if you were to go to a restaurant, she would order whatever the hell she wants. And as soon as you order a nice steak, she says, whoa, buddy. Okay? A woman that lets her man do all of the backpack packing and all of the cooking.
I'll do all the cooking, but she cooks I do some things here and there.
Okay. That's because you're a good person. And I think that she started on the path to leave the marriage. Okay? It's ironic that we're talking about you and Nikki. I think that she was the one who started on that path first. What do you think about that?
I wouldn't have thought about
that. Okay. And the other thing I think is interesting is, even though she is that type of person that's controlling, doesn't listen, does what she wants, is walking away from her kids, here you are defending her. Because to your core, you want to take care of the people you love. Okay. And that's the reason why we want to give you an opportunity today to just help us find them. Okay. Will you do that for us?
I'll do whatever I can to help find where they're at.
Okay. So when she asked you, do you know where they are? Or are you going to tell the truth about where they are? You failed miserably.
Okay.
Why?
I'm a nervous person. Like every question I asked, every question, it felt like I wouldn't be.
So here he's trying to say it's because he was nervous as to why he failed the questions.
Mm-hmm.
When he's already admitting to, cheating
Yeah.
previously. So he's like, oh, it's because I was just so nervous.
It's just nervous. Officer.
I'm just nervous.
Didn't say the right thing.
That's not how the polygraph works.
I don't know like what it reads like through. I know she was saying about the autonomy of the process, but like I don't know where they're at.
Did you guys talk about Nikki?
She accused me of like, all right, is there somebody else?
Sure.
I didn't say it.
You denied it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because she brought up well, was there a $68 charge on dinner the other night?
Okay.
Was there 2 of you?
And that was with 2 of you, wasn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
That's me.
Okay. So it sounds like at that time there was maybe you weren't quite ready to just say,
I
this is everything.
I couldn't say it.
Okay.
We were already trying hard enough. I couldn't say that.
Okay. What did you say?
I just told her this separation has to go. I want separation.
Okay.
Wait, so he's saying that he told her that she wanted a separation.
Yeah. He's telling on himself, really, isn't he?
Yeah, in a little bit, right? Like, kind of explaining maybe how it led up, things led up to what it did.
Mm-hmm.
Was it her idea to sell the house or yours?
She initiated the realtor the week before in an email.
Why?
Because we were talking about the marital issues. She's like, well, you can't afford to live on her own. Well, she can't afford to live on her own, and I can't afford to live on my own. So she was like, you need to contact Van and see.
And who'd you contact?
Well, she contacted Ann, our realtor.
Ann?
Yeah.
Okay.
More than just beautiful dance. It's a.
Would Ann say the same thing? That
That's the Ann.
Initiated the contact?
Okay. She would. And then on Monday, I was.
Wait, here's the thing, right? So he's saying that they had a discussion about it, a very calm discussion. And then they were like, oh, well, both of them were like, well, we can't afford to live on our own. But then she's calling the real estate person.
Yeah.
Who
and going to a lawyer as well, didn't she?
Yeah, and going through a lawyer. But like, didn't that come out as like at least the lawyer part didn't ever happen? She never spoke to a lawyer. But I don't remember. I think it was Chris, right? Chris was the one that contacted the real estate agent, right, guys? Is that what it was? Was Chris the one that contacted the real estate agent? I don't remember.
Can't remember, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think I remember that Chris was sleeping in the basement. Yeah, Chris was sleeping in the basement when she was home. Yeah, she changed her name and all that stuff.
I mean, I don't know why it's not free.
What she could do. Okay. And that's in there too. You probably already knew that.
Tell me about the pregnancy. Was that your idea or hers?
She said it was about, she was about 80-20. Well, I went to the pros and cons of it. Like after she got pregnant, she told everybody that it was mainly my idea.
Is that true?
Yeah, I mean, I wanted a boy.
Did you want to get pregnant?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then after the fact, she said it was mainly me that wanted it, and she was about, she was 70-30 against it at that point. Like she would tell her friends that.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what, 70-30 against it? Like, why?
Okay.
Wait, so he's saying that she was against the pregnancy and she only wanted it for him?
Mm-hmm.
because he wanted it. Which, from what it looked like, whenever she even told him that she was pregnant, he looked like it was a no-go for him. So that right there was a lie.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and from what I understand, she was hoping that that pregnancy would save their marriage. So she was definitely in favor of it.
Yeah. He's just trying to cover his tracks again, isn't he?
Can you understand that some of this just doesn't make sense to us? Okay. How is it possible that a woman and 2 kids are just completely gone off the face of the earth?
I promise you, I have nothing on my hands I did nothing to those kids or her to make them vanish.
Liar.
So tell me what happened then. I believe you that you did nothing on your hands. What happened?
When I left, I mean, it's on video that I left and I was in my truck. I didn't like load anything into my truck besides my tools, my container, my book bag, my water jug, my lunchbox.
Okay. But then what happened?
I drove out of the driveway.
No, before you drove out of the driveway. What happened with your wife and your kids?
I didn't do anything like that. They were still in the house.
Where are they? Where did they go?
I don't know, sir. I really don't know.
Your wife's not the type of person to vanish.
I know she's not.
She had 10 things on her schedule that meant she was going to be there the next day, that day, the day after that, with friends, with a doctor. Okay.
I mean, because come on, right? She was a control freak. She had everything planned out, which when you are a control freak, right, you go by how everything is planned. You legit have a plan laid out for the day and the day after. And for probably the next month or two, you have everything laid out as to how things are going to go and what order you need to do them in and how you need to do them.
Now, see, a control freak, right? I find it hard to actually say she's a control freak. I think she had to take control because he wasn't very good at it.
Right, where you were, I wouldn't say control freak. She just had to kind of be in control.
Very organized. She knew exactly what had to go where, here, there. I mean, look at her closet and everything. You know, everything had its place. So, I mean, I think she was probably a perfectionist, but because he wasn't very good,
almost like she had OCD, right? Like she, you saw even the basement, the basement was all in plastic storage bins. Everything had a place to go. OCD.
Yeah, because I don't think he had any control over anything, but that was him.
Well, that's the thing is he really didn't care, right? As long as she was in charge of everything, he could just pretty much just take care of the kids or whatever and do whatever he needed to do around the house because she always had everything planned out and ready.
Yeah.
Leave because she wanted to. Okay. So what happened?
I didn't do anything to her or the kids.
Was it an accident?
I didn't do anything.
Was it an accident?
There was.
Do you see how his hands and how his face? That is literally what my kids look like when they're trying to explain that they didn't do something when they're caught in a lie. That's literally what it looks like when my kids are trying to say, no, but I didn't.
Exactly. And that's what I say. I mean, instead of going, oh, yeah, no.
Yeah, like
You'd be like, why am I sat here? You should be out looking for them, you know? I don't know what's happened there. Sorry, carry on.
There was no accident. I don't know if there was an accident in the house. I wasn't there for it.
It's a big deal if it's an accident because we can work with that, Chris.
No,
there's that's maybe what happened.
I did not cause an accident. I didn't do anything to my wife and kids.
Are you sick of having issues with your webinars, wasting tons of time
Oh
on
my
troubleshooting
God.
with attendees? If so, you need.
Was it a misunderstanding?
There's no misunderstanding. Like, we had that talk. There was a misunderstanding where I didn't tell her about the affair.
Okay.
I didn't. That was the misunderstanding. Like,
miscommunication, misunderstanding.
Yeah.
Good.
But I probably should have told her right then, honestly. I mean, everything was out on the table anyways.
Right.
I should have told her right then.
Didn't ever tell her.
But
I
didn't because I just couldn't remember.
I really hope he didn't tell her and that she had that heartbreak before he did what he did.
No, I think she knew already, because remember, when he went and had dinner with NK at the Salty Dog,
Oh yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
she seen the statement and the purchase. So she kind of already knew.
yeah.
And then when
true.
he wouldn't even touch her when he came down to visit,
Yeah.
that was more or less like it was a confirmation for her. So she kind of knew already. So I mean, I don't think she was ready, but I think she already knew by the time everything was all said and done, whether he told her or not.
Yeah, yeah, true that.
Myself to do it.
What was your plan? What were you going to do? I mean, how is the separation going to work?
Like, once we got separated, I would get my own place, and then 50-50 split with the kids. I was hoping.
Mm-hmm. What
Instead
about
of
Nikki?
children.
Take it slow and just see if anything develops. Like when I'm, at my own place.
Okay. Girls, okay. So once we find these girls and your wife, right? No matter how we find them, no matter what condition they're in, we can keep talking.
So at this point, he still
That
hasn't
is what-
said anything about where he knows where they are or
Let me
anything.
tell you what happened. I was never comfortable with you, Graham, or with you, Tam. I wasn't comfortable yet. But now that everything's known, now that the girls are found and Shanann's found, however they're found, it's okay. We can keep talking to you. Okay?
Chris, did Shanann do something to them?
No, I don't know.
I'm serious.
I have no clue.
No, you would have known, because they didn't leave the house. Did Shanann do something to them, and then did you feel like you had to do something to Shanann?
Okay, so this is the part where I feel like she gave him an ulterior motive. Just when she just mentioned that, because I guarantee you that wasn't even in his head, right? Until she said that. And I think that's wrong. I think that was wrong on her part. Exactly. He used her story, right?
Yeah, I just think they were desperate for him to tell them.
Well, no, I understand that, but it's just that right there that gave him the ulterior motive, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that was wrong, because she could have just took it somewhere else instead of saying, "Oh, Shanann, what did Shanann do to the kids?"
Yeah, yeah.
They were at the house when I left. They were there.
They weren't there. They didn't leave. They vanished.
They were
The
there.
only way they could have left is in your truck.
There's no way, because I didn't just throw them in my truck.
You know your truck has GPS,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Because you told your boss,
Yeah.
hey, I'm going to separation, I'm maybe staying
Yeah.
at a friend's house, whatever. You know that thing pings every 10 seconds?
Yep.
So we will know
You can't turn it
exactly
off.
I know.
where you went.
And your company's giving.
Right. So here's the part where they're giving up a little bit of info, right, as to what they already have, right, to kind of coerce him into just pretty much giving it up, right? Like we know where you went in your truck because there's a GPS locator, and it pings and it does this anytime you go anywhere. So you are always tracked, right? So they're trying to give him this as an out to come out with it already, because he's already beat around the bush too much. And now that he's already heard Tammy's quote unquote story as to what Shanann may or may not have done, he's considering using that in his head, which is what leads to this whole, I'm going to tell you where they are and what happened.
Well, he has to tell Daddy first, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, that's right. He's got to tell Dad first. I remember.
Bring that to us.
I know.
Okay. Are we not asking the right questions, Chris?
You're asking all the questions.
What are we not asking you right? What are we doing wrong?
You're not doing anything wrong.
See, I would be going, you're doing it wrong, you should be out there.
Right, like, why aren't you looking for my children and my wife?
Hello, you should have gone to the game, Chris. We
She didn't do anything to these kids. We both love them with all our hearts.
Hey,
There's no way.
Chris.
It could have been an accident. Something happened in the house that you know about. You failed the polygraph test, Chris. This is not about, did you leave and your wife vanished and you didn't know anything about it. That was not what you were asked, okay?
They've already made movies and series about this, like Lifetime ones. There's documentaries about it on Netflix. Hemi, if you go to Netflix, look up American Murder, the Chris Watts story. Yeah, the Murder Next Door. It's on there. Definitely watch it. It's definitely a good watch on the Netflix. Yeah. And I know, yeah, there's other movies. It's like the Gabby Petito case. There's a lot of things out there on it.
Yeah, it's the
Hey,
murder.
Memphis Mama. Yeah, well, I know she said she did it on purpose, but I think it, I don't know, to me, it just painted Shanann in a different light when he started to use that as an excuse. And I just think that was wrong. Yeah, Hulu has one too. Absolutely, Hemi, absolutely.
Okay. We know that something happened to all three of them, but I want to know, did something happen to these baby girls first that you had to take into your own hands and deal with?
You had to clean it up for Shanann.
Chris, you gotta tell us. There's something that happened to these baby girls. Look at them.
I know. Before you came in, I was watching videos.
We have no doubt you love these girls with all of your heart. I have no doubt. But we make mistakes.
That's okay.
It's what we do with those mistakes that make us who we are.
Chris, it seems like you're thinking about it right now. What are you thinking about?
Just couldn't have.
I feel like you cleaned up for her. I feel like that's the type of guy that you are.
Yeah, she definitely was on it. God dang it.
Falls, I give you Christmas.
Yeah, she definitely was on it. That's all I was saying. She knew. She
Which
knew.
one of these has the breathing thing?
Well, they both have inhalers, but Cece has the EOE. And syphilis up the back.
Yeah, she's also threatening plunder, right?
Only like with her allergies and whatnot, like if she had anything next, but she's home with the endoscopies and everything in the surgeries I told you about.
Do you think she had trouble breathing that night? And Shanann freaked out? He didn't want to live
Hi,
without
Rapper. How are
the
you?
girl?
So
Did you hear about the homicide that happened in Aurora where the guy beat that family to death with a ball-peen hammer? The only person that survived was 3.
Who's allowed to publicize? Yeah, who is allowed to publicize her book? Thinks she needs the book. Well, that's the thing, right? She's out here telling she's gonna like take all these people to court, hold them responsible to them. But I mean, her book is public, right? I mean, if you're making a, if you make a book, create a book, right? Publish a book. The whole intent is for it to go public and to have the public, right, read your book and criticize, leave comments, whatever criticism, right? So it makes no sense as to why she's, trying to go around threatening people. But that's Cato. So you're only allowed to review it if you give it a 5. Oh, I got you. I see. Okay.
Year-old sibling. And that sibling grew up to be a total mess. No family, no mom and dad, no brother, sister, just her by herself. She says, I wish I would have died with them. And there are times that people freak out. I've seen it. I mean, I've been in law enforcement for almost 20 years. I've seen it. Parents freak out and they're like, oh my God, like.
I think it was 3 actually altogether. I think it's 3.
Girls live without each other. They're best friends. They're like twins. They're, they wake each other up in the morning. And I understand that. We had a mom in Castle Rock.
Yeah, any one of us can write a book on it at this point.
Baby girls. She's like, my husband was going to take them. And she's like, I just couldn't handle. I thought I was doing right by them. I thought I was saving them pain. And I get it.
Why? Why she saving the pain?
She didn't want them to have to live without their mom.
Chris, this is a weight that's going to be on you for the rest of your life until we resolve it tonight.
On the back. I take them off so I get her done on that night.
Did you guys make sure that they were warm when they left the house?
Make sure they were warm. They're always warm. They always have, when they're in their beds, they're always warm.
I'm kind of confused there as to what he meant. Did you like check them and make sure they were warm? And he's like, well, they're always warm. So I think he was trying to get at that. How could Shanann have done something to them if they're warm? Right. I think he was trying to get him to say maybe they were cold to the touch or something. Right.
Yeah,
and then he was like, no, they're always warm. They were always warm in their beds.
Mm-hmm.
Were you guys taking care of them at the very end?
They're always taken care of. They never miss a meal.
Because she took them out of the house with their blankets and their animals. Like, that's because you cared. That's what a caring dad does.
I mean, I'm always caring for these kids. There's nothing in this
For these
my life.
I believe that. And I believe someone made a mistake, whether it was you or Shanann. And you either cleaned up after Shanann or you made the mistake. And I mean, I want to believe that maybe Shanann did it and you felt compelled to fix this so Shanann didn't look bad. That's what I want to believe. But I don't know, you're not telling me that, so it makes me think the worst. Like, did you do that to all three of them?
I did not do anything to these kids. Not do anything.
What did Shanann do to them? Tell us, Chris. Chicks are crazy.
Can I talk to my dad or something?
Absolutely.
Okay. Oh, wait. So he talked to his dad and then he confessed? Is that what it was?
I think so, yeah.
God, it's been so long. I can't believe it's been so long since I've actually went back and watched any of this. It's been so long. His explanation is odd. How he expresses it. He says something feels like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's unaliving her. Yep. That too. It just doesn't make any sense.
Come.
Do you want to bring him in here?
No, I just need to talk to my dad. Like, he flew across the country.
Chris, how about this? If we brought your dad in here, would you please tell him what happened?
Can I just go talk to him? I've been in here for like 5 or 6 hours and I'm like...
Absolutely.
See, at this point, he is more nervous and upset about having to tell his dad what's happened, right? Than actually dealing with himself and what he's done. He's so upset and nervous about even talking and telling his dad about what happened, or the lie, right? The lie that he's about to tell his dad, he's more upset about. And I think he's more upset because he has to tell his dad that he was unfaithful and he cheated on Shanann.
Yeah.
Yeah, he told his dad while they listened and then rushed in when Chris told his dad what happened. He has to be,
Chris, deserves an answer.
It's your best friend.
There's only one person you wanted here most, and it's your dad.
Yes.
What would you tell him?
I love him, and I just want him to be by my side.
These are those rhombohedron crystals in your pineal gland. When those crystals become electrically active,
He knows more than we do that you're a good man. And he knows as much as you want to protect your wife, Shania. I think he would tell you to do the right thing. Before we get him.
Can I go out there and talk to him?
Well, I don't know that you want to do it out there because there's a lot of people going through the halls. Should we bring him in here?
I agree, Chris. I agree. It seems unfathomable, if that's even a word.
Okay. Can we just ask a couple more questions? It seems like you're about to get it off your chest. Is there any way that you can help us understand more about Shanann and why maybe something happened, so that we don't get a bad picture about her? And what I mean is, what happened that night with her?
As far as like after I talked to her,
With the girls?
like when we were having.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much where we were all at the time when everything happened, right? He never really actually did tell the truth about what actually happened. He never really actually did. I think there were part truths, but there wasn't full truths.
I don't think anybody would know the full truth.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he should be. He should be.
Mhm.
In that conversation in bed there, like when I talked to her about the separation and the house, and she asked me about the affair, and that's how that conversation went. She was distraught. She had like mascara running down her face, all that. I mean, it was emotional.
Well, how about this? If we bring in your dad, will you promise me that you'll talk to him?
I'll talk to him.
Okay. Will you promise me that you'll tell him everything? Would it be easier if you told him and he told us?
I don't know.
Okay. I don't know if that's going to be easier or not. I tend to think it's not. I think you're the type of guy that needs to take responsibility because you always have taken responsibility. You've always made the right choice. So I guess I'm just worried that if we bring your dad in here, that could distract you. What do you think?
Distract me from like talking to you.
Yeah.
I just need to talk to him.
Okay. All right. I know you'll do the right thing. I do. I don't know how long it's going to take. I think that you need to think a little bit more about that. Okay.
And you need to realize that your dad is not going to stop loving you no matter what you tell him. You are his child, and he will not stop loving you.
There.
Just fast forwarding a bit till we get to when his dad comes in and all that. There was too much info sealed in the indictment that he insisted on before he would confess. Yeah. There were things he didn't want anyone to know, like how he got those babies through. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Which is why I'm saying, right? Only when the people probably got those babies out of those oil tanks, right? That's probably when they themselves probably knew what happened.
Yeah, when the truth really came.
Yeah, and that's why a lot of them are traumatized for life, PTSD, all that stuff. Horrible. It's horrible. I mean, children aren't meant to be in places like that and be found, and which is, yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, it's bad enough if somebody else does it, but the fact that their own father did it to them makes it a million times worse.
Right, because it's somebody that you trust and you're
Yeah.
just like, you know.
How can you trust the reviews you're reading? Introducing FakeSpot by Mozilla. What
Okay, here's where they bring his dad in.
Hey, Chris, we're gonna let you have, however much time you need, okay?
Okay. You gonna leave us in there or no?
Yes.
Okay. I know. Tell us no wrong anything or? This, polygraph failed it. Yeah, cause there's just too much emotions. So I mean, they're not gonna let me go. Any reason why they shouldn't? They know I had an affair. And they know. I can't complain about that.
Well, right. He tells his dad, they know that I've had the affair, but why does his dad not look surprised?
Yeah.
Right? Why does his dad, I'm like, oh my God, you were cheating on Shanann?
Yeah.
His dad does not even look the least bit surprised. He's just like sitting there like he's known this whole time.
Yeah.
Anybody had an affair? Anything else you want to tell me? What's going on, or what happened, or anything, or you know anything about? When we had that conversation that morning, it was emotional. It was told her about separation and everything like that. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
What happened after that? I went downstairs. I want to protect her. What? I want to protect her. You don't want to protect her? I don't know what else to say. What happened? Huh? She hurt him? Yeah. And then what now? I got about her. You hurt her. Did they leave after that? Or what? So she started hurting the kids.
I think even Ronnie's trying to like understand. He's like, wait, so you're saying she hurt the kids and then you had to hurt her? Like, I think even he's trying to process what's right, because it just probably didn't make any sense to him either as to why Shanann would even want to hurt the kids.
Exactly.
So he's like, huh? What? You hurt her? She hurt the kid? Like, he's even trying to process it. Okay, so there he's whispering to his dad saying that Shanann smothered or choked the kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I was downstairs, I came back up and they were gone. I don't know, like me talking to her about that. Talking to her about separation and everything, about maybe she lost it. I don't know, like, what else to say, like.
Okay, there Ronnie was asking him if he talked to her about the separation, right? Which means that he already knew that Chris was with someone else.
Yeah.
He already knew. Like if you don't know, like why would you even ask that?
Okay.
He already knew. Because I mean, they didn't even really like Shanann anyway.
Well, no, that's right. Yeah.
Remember, both of them didn't even like Shanann. Yeah. Yeah.
Those are my kids. So she, and it's not that one time. You were leaving, they should go to work. And she freaked out over the separation and everything. I don't think she laid things down, but that's when I went downstairs. But
So Ronnie's saying that she freaked out over the separation talk or whatever, right? But he's saying that he didn't even talk to her about the separation.
Mm-hmm.
So now he's kind of just feeding information to him, right? That he could use.
Yeah.
For the story that he's telling. We didn't hear Chris confess to killing the children. Did he stop that part being? Yeah, he did. He did with the order. I've always thought he told them all at the beach. That's what I had thought too. He probably told them when they got home he was going to ask for a divorce. I think so too. I believe that too. I believe that too.
I heard like a little commotion upstairs, but I didn't think anything of it. And then we went back upstairs and she was, I can see like, she's not. Want to choke her or? Did she kill her? They're blue. Yeah, she took both from her dad. I freaked out in the same thing.
And that's where he goes, I freaked out and did the same thing to her. That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense.
There's one simple rice hack anyone can do to liquefy their belly fat almost overnight.
Oh,
Did you know that?
Thanks.
How was it? I figured I called cops about it. You know, the big bodyguard or something.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop this one here in a minute because I want to get to the survey footage. But yeah, this is the part where he's, saying that Shanann's the one to blame for everything, right? So this is when he's blaming Shanann. Okay, so there it is, right? That's Shanann's body. Remember how far away Shanann's body was?
It's just so cold and out there, isn't it? It's just horrible.
Well, it's just almost like he just couldn't be bothered with spending that extra time with her, right?
Just dumping
Yeah,
them.
he just couldn't be bothered. his dad always wants to sweep everything under the rug, like in his phone calls. He just wants to talk. Yeah. And act like it just never out of sight, out of mind, right? Act like it never happened.
Mm-hmm.
Derby pics make me want to puke. Yep. Yep. Oh, thank you for reminding me. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, let me look this up real quick. Because those I do want to share too. I was going to find the right ones. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Okay. So we'll finish watching this because it shows the layout. There's Shanann's body. Right. And then that's where, right? And then this right here is where Cece and Bella were.
Yeah.
So they weren't even in the same tank, right? Why wouldn't you put them in the same tank?
Yeah, that's where her body was, Henry. It was out in the field.
Yeah, her body was over way out to the side, away from the oil tanks where the children were. It's a very Hemi, yeah, it's a very, very sensitive, brutal, like, you need to, YouTube, after you watch the documentaries that you find, everything is on YouTube too. I mean, yes, you definitely have to. It'll draw you in for sure. And this was 5 years ago.
It was that documentary that got me into bloody YouTube.
Exactly. That's the documentary that, that got me into it as well. How he got them in there, I couldn't exactly. Nobody understands. And I think unless you have access to, right, the autopsies of the children, I don't think you'll ever know.
No.
He couldn't even let them exactly be. He couldn't let them be together in death. Because he was selfish. It was a punishment in his mind. I mean, could have been, right? Because they were saying he was punishing Shanann by not putting her close to the children.
Mm-hmm. Those tiny little holes that you shoved them in.
Okay, you see those tops right there? Those metal tops? You see that? That is the hole that he put those children through. What was it, like 8 or 9 centimeters? It was like 8 or 9 centimeters, right?
Yeah. Well, this centimeter, it's that little one at the top there. Put your cursor over it.
Right there. Can you see it?
Yeah. That little hole there.
Yep, that little hole right there.
The eldest one, her hips wouldn't have been able to go through it without, it's not just a case of opening the lid and dropping them in. He had to ram them in.
And that's how they found her, was because she wasn't buried all the way, right? Because her sheet was left where you could see it. He didn't even take the time to properly bury her. He didn't even take the time to properly bury her. Yeah, the width of a paper plate. Mm-hmm. Yep. Exactly, Hemi, exactly. When you get more into this, you're gonna feel a lot more. Out of all the places to put them, look at that hole. Out of all the places to bury them, he puts the kids, the babies, and the oil tanks.
One in each.
Yep.
Looking to get paid fast? PayPal.
Yep. And then I'm going to share. We're going to go over here to this. And we're going to share some more like this one. That was her grave. That one right there. That's how shallow it was. See how shallow that is? That's how shallow. Yep, look. That's how shallow it was.
And they would have dug down deeper as well to get all the evidence. And they wouldn't have just dug the top and pulled her out. They would have literally dug around her to get any evidence that would have seeped into the ground as well.
Yep.
Well, shit.
So that's what it looked like at nighttime. Let me see here. Then over here there was it's giving me what I need. Do you guys remember like all the clothes and all that stuff that they found?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if it's on here. I might have to just oh, hang on. Okay, yeah. Hemi, when you go to watch the Netflix one, this is from the Netflix documentary, and that's gonna be one of the first things you see is her friend Nikki dropping her off at the front door. So you're gonna actually see her. And the funny thing is nobody knows where these clothes are, right? Isn't that the thing still is nobody knows where the clothes are that she came home from.
She was. It wasn't like, you know, you could see obviously that she was pregnant. Because they'd had the gender reveal as well, hadn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, it's the murderer next door. I think you find Hemi.
See if I word it like that, if we'll be able to find it. Yeah, here it is. And so, right, because this is the shirt right here that she was buried with. Yep, that's the shirt she was buried with. Here's a better one. So there's the shirt, her bra. Wait, here's the thing, right? She had a shirt and a bra and panties, right? Now, if you just got home from a long flight, why would you still have your bra on? Or if you had a shower, why would you still have your bra on? Makes no sense.
Yeah.
I had a wall built up during this case. It crumbled a bit because the girls and Nico make me feel so anxious knowing what. Yeah, exactly. The one detective stayed out there the whole night before they went in to get them out the next day. He didn't want them to be alone. It's sad. It's very sad to think that even in death, he separated them. He separated all of them in death. Couldn't even place them together in anything.
But the worst of it was Shannon was dead, and he put her on the floor in the back of the truck, and the girls were sat on the back seats and apparently were asking, is Mummy okay? You know, these girls knew that there was something wrong with Mummy. And then he took I think he took the youngest one, and then when he came back for the older one, they said, is that going to happen to me, Daddy? Or something like that.
Yeah.
Heartbreaking.
It's heartbreaking, yes.
She knew what was happening.
She knew what was going to happen. Like imagine that as a 4-year-old. Imagine knowing that your daddy's getting ready to do the same thing to you that he did to your little sister.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, Hemi, once you watch everything, like, you're going to feel some type of way afterwards. You
And
are.
I think he also said, yeah, Daddy, no, that's it. Yeah, Daddy, no. Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't want to dig into too much and give a lot of it away, Hemi, because you're gonna be shocked. You're gonna be like, oh my God, how could this happen? Once you dig and find out, go through everything like we all had to when we first found out.
Well, that's what I say. I mean, that was what I first watched because my daughter said to me,
Yes.
so I was always watching crime things on YouTube, and my daughter said to me, have you seen the thing on Netflix, Murder Next Door? So I was like, no. She said, oh, it's a true story. You want to watch it? So, of course, I watched it, and then I went back to YouTube to try and find, because I couldn't believe it had happened.
Yeah, same.
It happened, and I was like just searching for someone to tell us it wasn't true, or they found somebody else or something like that. And that's when I found Mummy Ramblings. And I mean, it was Shannon's birthday the one day, and I was on Mummy Ramblings MRB's thingy, and we had like a party for Shannon, and her mum and dad came up on panel as well, or her dad came up on panel.
And that's and watching that documentary on Netflix is what got me into it.
Yeah.
And what was, pretty much started off everything for me on YouTube is I just started Googling everything and YouTube and everything. And I was just like, oh my God. I'm like, did that really happen? And I wasn't aware of exactly when it happened living over here in the States. Like, because I never really paid attention to news then. Right. But it's like now with YouTube, like pretty much YouTube finds out everything before the news stations almost is like what it seems. So I was like, out of everything out, like I was like addicted to finding, there was the whole, remember, shadow conspiracy. I mean, you'll get into all that, Hemi, once you start watching everything that you find. Yeah. Yeah. Like everybody was pretty much obsessed with it when they first found out. But I'm going to go ahead and end it here, everybody. I do want to thank y'all for coming out. I don't know if I have done a reading on Chris Watts. I don't remember if I have or not. I have to go back and look at my true crime stuff. If I have, I'll reshare it on my community wall. And if not, I'll see about doing one this week with tarot and true crime. And I will make that a members only.
Yeah.
So if you guys would like to see that and haven't seen it, please just join members only. That'd be 99 cents. And yeah. I hope you watch that, Hemi, and let us know what you think, what you found out, your thoughts, everything, and you can let us know. But you guys have a great
Can I just pimp her out a bit more? Her membership's 99p, and with that you will get some free readings as well, where she does members only. So, if you're not a member, join it. You do get some good perks with our Trisha.
Well, thank you for pimping me out. I'm not very good at pimping myself out.
If you like what you've seen today, don't forget you can throw her a Cash App or, a PayPal. It's all in her About section.
Thank you, Sally. But yeah, you guys have a good rest of your afternoon. Enjoy your dinner. Enjoy your night, whatever it is it may be for you. And later on.
Hang on a minute. Welsh, I'm done. Let me just show this as well. Welsh.
Yeah, hold on. Welsh.
I might just have a couple of bits to just touch up, but other than that, it's done, Welsh. Are you still there, Welsh? Ooh, there you go. Bye-bye. Love you all.
Everybody, I am going live tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern time for some 12/12 portal readings. They're going to be like quick little one-card readings. So I will see y'all there tonight if you guys are going to pop in for a quick minute. So you guys have a great, like I said, a great rest of your day, night, whatever, and I will catch y'all later. Bye, everybody.
Yeah, UK time.